everybody and all aboard to another day of Chef's Choice on the road, basically. I'm still in Warsaw and I owe you the promised video about the first rehearsals of the Big Five and Portugal. Again, unfortunately, I couldn't tune into the live stream for all the performances. I only heard some parts and I've seen the official snippets, of course. If you'd like to see me react to the rest of the second rehearsals as well, please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss it. Now, without any further ado, let's jump right in. Portugal. They kept Salvador's simplicity, of course. It would have been strange if they suddenly came out with a big LED screen. On first glance, it looks a lot more cohesive than at Festival da Canção. To be honest, I'm still not the biggest fan of this version of the song. They published an acoustic version a while back, where in my opinion Claudia's voice sounds a lot better and her emotions shine through much more. She harmonizes much more with the sound of the piano instead of the synthetic studio version, in my opinion, and it doesn't need another person. But there's no sense in talking about this because they're sticking to the electronic version. And I can imagine this doing quite well, but it's definitely not a winner performance for me. There's not much wrong though about it. It's just not as powerful as Salvador last year. United Kingdom. Oh well, I can only judge this on the official 30-second snippet. And based on that, I wouldn't be too surprised if it ranks on the bottom of the final. I love her so much as a performer and as a person, but the song still is very mediocre and the staging doesn't help. And I don't know what that spin was that she did in the snippet. She doesn't feel nearly as confident as she did in the national final. But of course this was the first rehearsal. I'm sure the confidence comes back, because that's the weapon she has to get the audience on board with her. So far it's close to the bottom of the pack, but I guess it could go up to the higher tens, maybe, if she manages to push through to the crowd. Spain, no surprise here in the staging. Very simple, very lovey-dovey, but it's nowhere near the authentic love explosion that they had in the national final so far. And that's what I was afraid of from the beginning. Back then it was so pure and real, and you can't keep the realness up for 3 months. Obviously it becomes more and more staged and rehearsed and planned performance. Now the biggest task is that it doesn't feel that way. If they manage to do that, they can rank quite high, I'm sure, but if they don't, it's not going to work at all. Also, Alfred's voice still sounded shaky, so I hope they keep on reviewing their rehearsal and really work on the details to make this the best it can be. Germany. They just thought, screw you Portugal, we want projections and we want them big, no matter what you say. So they bring a huge projection screen on stage. I think it's a smart move because as much as I would love to see Michael Schulte perform without props and do a simple emotional performance, I don't think he is capable of that. He doesn't have the charisma just by himself. The projections seem to look a lot more fitting to the rest of the performance than in the national final. The black and white color scheme is much better for it, in my opinion. Just the strange silhouette thing in the official snippet seems very out of place. It's a completely different style of graphics suddenly, so that's going to put people off. But I cannot imagine that this will rank at the bottom with this performance. I think it's going to land somewhere in the middle between 12th and 16th place. Italy. The song is great, but for me the snippet is very underwhelming. There's just no real effort. They just stand in front of the microphone and sing. Of course the song doesn't need much more, but based on the snippet I'm not convinced yet. Also, they apparently are displaying the lyrics of the song virtually, so only the viewers at home will see it. So for the audience in the stadium it's going to be quite a boring performance, and the viewers at home won't even see them perform because they are distracted by the lyrics. And thinking, oh, when is my language coming up? I mean, it was quite well received in the press room as far as I know, but I'm not a big fan of this so far. Let's see what the second rehearsals will bring. France, nothing new here as well, but they know what they are doing, they stick to it, and so far it seemed to work. Personally, I'm getting a bit bored of it by now, but I get why people like it. So far, I don't think it can win, but I can imagine that it creates a wow moment in the final. I think they will still be the highest placed automatic qualifier. So that's my quick catch-up on the first rehearsals of the Big Five and Portugal. So we now know the stagings of all the 43 acts, but what was your biggest surprise? Tell me in the comments below. For now, thank you so much for watching, and I see you soon with the rest of the second rehearsals. Bye.